Guess what day it is? Guess
of
what
November.
day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo! Hump day, yeah!
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
Oh, that's screwed up a little bit. Hi, guys. Welcome to another Wednesday here. Another episode of Let's Talk. I had this all queued up to play my little happy hump day video, and then I was going to follow it up with a little V for Vendetta, a little homage to November 5th, and one video decided to play over the other when I hit the button. Oh, that did not work out the way that it was planned, but you know what? We move on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk here on a Wednesday evening. Sorry I could not be with you guys last week. Had a little bit of a dental issue going on. Actually, something I'm going to have to deal with for the next few months or so, but nothing too crazy. But I am back with you guys this week. Usually I don't stream on the first Wednesday of the month because I actually have something else typically going on. It's a monthly business seminar that I usually sit in on the first Wednesday of the month. But since I wasn't here last week, I decided I would go ahead and do the show this week and just catch like the back half of that once my show is done. So I'm here with you guys. And I've got a few things to go over with you guys today. A lot of you saw the title. A lot of you saw the thumbnail. Yes, we are going to be talking about AtGames. We're going to be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've been seeing a lot of people, commenting on this new machine that's out. A lot of thoughts about what that means for AtGames in general. So I want to talk about that a little bit. I also want to talk about, the machine itself. There is, take some drugs, you'll be fine. Oh, you have no idea. I've got good stuff right now. I've got some good stuff, and I actually didn't need to take it, which was nice. But you go to a doctor, you tell them you're in pain. Sometimes they'll give you the really good stuff. But like I said, luckily I haven't had to take that. Good old Tylenol worked just fine. But anyway, let's get into some stuff. Let's say hi to some people in the chat here. I got a few people up here to say hi to. I know earlier today I saw the Beamy in the chat. Fat Hog was here as well. JJ is here. We've got John Fritz in the house saying, good evening, everyone. I'm holding on to my 4KP. Stock Jock is here. He did his good deed for the day. He liked the video. Follow his example. Like the video, everybody. And be sure to get off of his lawn. And be sure to head on over to Arcades Anonymous after this show as well. As usual, I'll be redirecting you guys to there, so be sure you check them out later on tonight as well. We got Jim the Pacers fan saying, happy Wednesday, everyone. The greatest moderator in the world, Jason Little Alien, is here. Hope you are doing well, Jason. We got my good buddy Meatball Saucy in the house. We have a lot of fun playing Walkabout Golf together. Another Walkabout Golf guy, Mr. Get In There himself, the real Zim. Always fun to play with him. I'm Walkabout Golf. Let me, God, you people. I know, you say one little thing, and you guys take it in all kinds of directions. Video Game Vegas is always here. Evening all. Where's the fourth option, Bill? Dump all AtGames, such a crappy company. Yeah, I know. Trying to keep it a little bit positive. And so on that topic, real quick, I know a lot of you guys saw the poll. It's my first time trying to do a poll for my live chat, so bear with me on that. Hopefully everything works out well for it. I see a bunch of you guys have already put your opinions in on the poll, and of course that poll has more to do with what do you think AtGames has planned than your own personal thoughts and opinions on the company itself. But Video Game Vegas, always appreciate you, man. I know how you feel. B Kirby is here. Always good to see you as well. Bobby1ALU is here. Finally, a YouTube stream with thoughtful analysis on the state of AtGames Pinball. Well, we'll see. Hold judgment until the show's over. But hopefully you're right. Goofyfoot is also in the house. J-Rod is here as well. My good buddy Moat, Mike of All Trades, is here. Always good to see you, brother. And I think I'm caught up for now. Nope. My chat just... Let's see who else we got in here. Dark Realm is here. Good to see you. Brooklyn Menace. Always good to see you, buddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And, AtGames is AtGames' worst enemy. So very true sometimes. So very, very true. All right, so before we get into the main topic, which, again, is going to be focused a lot on AtGames, there are a couple of other things that I wanted to talk about, some things that I did not get a chance to really go over. Again, I wasn't here, wasn't doing the show last week, so I did want to bring up a couple of things. And the first one I want to talk about is this. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already. But this is the Vectrex Mini. Now, they just launched their Kickstarter just a few days ago, and this thing has already blown up. They have just blown past their pledge goal. I mean, their goal was 130,000. They're already up over 730,000. They're probably going to hit 1 million. But I say this is something that I'm definitely following very closely, and I'm actually still really debating whether or not this is one that I want to back or not, because I am really interested in it. Again, I always have to be very careful where my money goes right now, but this is something that is definitely of interest to me personally. See, Brooklyn backed the white one. We're going to get into that in a minute. But you can see here, they got a picture of their mini Vectrex up against a real live Vectrex. Just to read this really quick, it says the legendary Vectrex returns in a modern mini format. Originally released in 1982, the Vectrex was a truly unique console, featuring its own built-in vector display and colorful screen overlays. 43 years after its creation, this iconic console is reborn in a brand new miniature edition. Rediscover the magic of vector graphics with the Vectrex Mini, featuring 12 timeless games and a Bluetooth analog controller. Created by fans for fans of retro gaming, the Vectrex Mini pays tribute to one of the most extraordinary consoles of the 1980s. And I'm not going to read the rest of it. That's my job of doing their little sales pitch for them. But you can go through the Kickstarter. I will eventually link to it in the description. They've shown this off at Gamescom. They were just out at the Portland Gaming Expo, I believe. But this thing looks really, really cool. I'm really digging everything that I see about it. I never owned a Vectrex as a kid. My cousin actually had one. I remember it. I remember he had it. I remember it sitting like in his closet. I'd go over to his house and I'd pull it out and start playing with it. He was like, dude, you should ask first. I'm like, man, this thing is cool. I think he basically just had like the Minesweep game for it. Maybe one other. I don't really remember. It was, like I said, it was years and years ago. But I don't think he played it that much. I wish he had still had it. I'd buy it off of him. I actually did see one. I did see a real one in a retro gaming store recently for about $450, but I wasn't into it for that much money. Although my good buddy Glenn Plenamento told me I was dumb and I should have bought it, and he's probably right. But Anyway, getting back to this thing, again, the Kickstarter is here. Minesweeper and Star Trek. Yeah, the Star Trek game would definitely be one of the reasons to get this. I don't think that's one of the games that's included on this. I don't know if I can blow this picture up. No, I can't really blow that picture up too much. If you go on the Kickstarter and look, you can see this picture here. Let me see. Here we go. If I do this... So it looks like these are the games that are going to come on it based on this screenshot right here. So Bedlam, Blitz, Clean Sweep, Cosmic Chasm, Hyper Chase, Mindstorm 2, which is, I guess, an updated version of the original Mindstorm game that came with it, Polar Rescue, Ripoff, Spike, Spinball, Star Hawk, and Web Wars. Although that does say 1 of 2 on the bottom here. So that might 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12 games. So I guess maybe if you've got an SD card in there, the other games will show up. Maybe it'll probably page to the other games on it. But getting back to this, I love the fact that it comes with that they actually made the overlays for it. Yep. You beat me to it, but I was going to get there. 12 games, plus 2 games have been added, including overlays for all 14 games for reaching the stretch goal. They've hit almost all their stretch goals on this, by the way, which is pretty cool. And hopefully there's going to be something in the built-in... It was tough to tell. It kind of sounded like it from one of their promo videos, but they might have some stuff built into the software to do digital overlays. So if you put your own games on this, you might be able to have digital overlays on it. It's an OLED screen, so it can certainly act like it has those overlays on it. It's really cool that they've got like legit overlays to put over it to really give it that feel of the original Vectrex. But for games that you're going to add, whether it's original ROMs for it or homebrew games or whatever, to have those digital overlays I think would be really cool. But this is one of the things that I thought was what a smart move on their part for this, to do this vector clock that this thing will hook up to Wi-Fi, that this has Wi-Fi in it. And you can hook it up and it'll have a clock, it'll have weather and all kinds of cool stuff on it. So when you're not playing it, rather than having it just sit on a shelf, as decoration, you can actually have it on in the background and use it like a little digital clock, weather station kind of a thing, which is a really cool idea. I think it's really smart that they decided to do something like that with this, and it still has that kind of vector aesthetic to it, which is really pretty cool. And then they've got other stuff. They got books and T-shirts and all kinds of cool stuff that you can buy to back them if you don't want to spend the money on the thing. Now, talking about those stretch goals. So they've now hit almost all of their stretch goals. They've got an animated sleep mode on it, which I guess plays into that clock there. A fake Vectrex cartridge, which is kind of cool. A storage box for your overlays. Sticker wraps. They've added 2 additional games. Don't know what those are just yet. A dust cover to cover it, which is cool. And if they hit 1 million, they're going to add it says a brand new game. So I don't know if that means a game, just another game that they're going to add. Is it a game they're developing? It's a homebrew game that they maybe worked out a deal with whoever made it? No clue. But at the rate these guys are going, through almost 750,000 in less than a week. What's it been, 4 or 5 days? Yeah, I think they're going to hit this without an issue at all. But yeah, so this thing looks really, really cool. I will after the show, I will link to the Kickstarter in the video description. So if you guys have not checked it out yet, you could definitely check it out for yourself. Video Game Vegas says Starhawk is an awesome arcade game. As old as this thing is, why not include all the games? Was the library really that big? Yeah, it did have a short. I forget how many games there are. It's like is it even like 40? I don't even know if it's that many. How many games there are. And I think a lot of them, if not all of them, are kind of basically public domain anyway. So I'm not sure what the rationale is for only including certain games. But, look, it's got an SD card slot. Vectrex games are not hard to find. I'll just say that. It's easy enough to go ahead and add them to this thing and have all the games. What you're not going to have, obviously, is the overlays. Although, who knows? Maybe they will make overlays eventually for all the games, and they'll sell them as something extra later on down the road. That might be something that they do. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Happy to see them add the dust cover, too. They're basing it on the original dust cover from the 80s. That's cool. A clock would be a disaster. OLED is prone to burnout. Not good. Okay. Or burn in. Yeah, no, I know what you meant. Didn't really think about that. Although, hopefully, it's supposed to be animated. So hopefully if it moves enough, I would think you're really more concerned about burn-in with static images. As long as it's got some movement to it, you'd probably be okay. But I understand where you're coming from. And do we know if the game Scramble is included? I didn't see that on the list of the ones that they had for the picture I just brought up. The majority of stretch goals will be purchasable add-ons and will not come with the original purchase price. Okay. But it is pretty cool that they're adding them for sure. Retro Randy is here. Since the original Vectrex isn't that large, I'm surprised this release isn't in a bigger form factor. I think they did it on purpose. I think they were trying to tap into the whole retro mini console market. Could they have gone with 3/4 scale Vectrex instead of half scale? Possibly. Would that have increased the price on it with a bigger OLED screen and more material and whatever? Probably. I honestly think, what is this thing, like $150? I actually think this is a super reasonable price for the size of it, for sure. But I get where you're coming from on that. Jason, who knows everything, they wanted to start at a smaller size, but have plans to go full should things go well and interest is there. Which, look, based on where this Kickstarter is right now, I would say there is definitely interest. So that would be cool if they made a full scale one for sure. But again, what's the price going to be on that? We'll have to wait and see. Has HDMI so you can play it on a larger screen. Also true. And again, hopefully that plays into the idea that maybe, built into the software, they've got the digital overlays. So if you want to put this on a bigger screen, you can still kind of have the overlays for it as well. Never heard of it, but got to play it at Pittsburgh Gaming Convention. The games were fun. Agree that the original was already small. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, if you can get beyond the size of it, I think this thing is really cool. And like I said, this is definitely, I got a few days left to decide what I want to do here. But this has definitely been on my radar for sure. So yeah, it's 150 euros, which works out to 172 US. Just to show that real quick. So this is, yeah, I don't know why I brought this back up. This is so small on the screen, you guys can't see that. Can I blow it up a little bit? There. 149 euros, about 172 US, with shipping to be somewhere between $15 and $30. Now, also keep in mind, guys, this is not shipping until September of 2026. So you've got 10 or so months before this thing is even going to ship. So you're going to back this. Just remember that. This thing is almost a year away from actually coming out, which is not out of the ordinary for a Kickstarter for sure. I backed something last December that hopefully is going to come out this December. I'm still waiting. So, we'll see where that goes. But that's the Vectrex Mini. And there you go. So the other thing I wanted to talk about really, really quick, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, is Basic Fun and their Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, whatever, cab. Looks like there was a lot of, noise and info about this last week. Didn't really get a chance to touch on it as well, so I wanted to just kind of touch on this real quick. I know a lot of people were posting videos about this particular thing. Oh, it's, is it going to be slim? Is it going to be slim? I think we know right now that a lot of these retailers, when they put this information out, they kind of had it wrong. And it definitely is more in line with like the deluxes from Arcade 1-Up, or even the WrestleFest itself from Basic Fun in terms of size. So that shouldn't be a big concern to people who are interested in this. But I do want to just bring up this picture and shout out to Neo's Arcade News posting this on Reddit and a bunch of other places. It's a good look at the Star Wars, the Return of the Jedi from Basic Fun versus the Star Wars from Arcade 1-Up. And this is the second edition of the Star Wars they put out. And you can see, really, they're very, very close in size. The Return of the Jedi looks like it's going to be a hair taller at 61.5 for 60.8 for the Arcade 1-Up one. The width on it, again, just slightly bigger at 18.98 versus the 18.75. And that's where the confusion came in. Apparently, the width and the depth got swapped on this. And again, even slightly deeper at almost 24 inches versus 20 inches on Star Wars, which I don't even know if that's right. That seems a little bit short to me, the 20 inches. I didn't think to measure mine before the show. I have this Star Wars from Arcade 1-Up. I didn't think to go up and measure the actual depth of it. But if that's what it is, you're talking about maybe a 4-inch difference between the two, with the Basic Fun one actually being bigger all around. So at least that's something. Now, for me personally, I'm really not very interested in this because I have the Star Wars one from Arcade 1-Up. I see no reason to pick up the one from Basic Fun. Although I can understand why people who missed out on the Arcade 1-Up one might be interested in this. Still a lot of unknown factors to it. I still think the yoke on this looks cheesy and toyish compared to the one on the Arcade 1-Up. Certainly compared to the one that Glenn puts out. Will Glenn's be compatible? Would you be able to swap this out for his? I don't know. Somebody would have to get it and try it in order to make that happen. But yeah, I would think if you missed out on a Star Wars and you're really interested in one, then this is one to keep an eye out for. I think the latest I heard is that it might actually be coming available this month, or before the end of this month, but we'll have to wait and see. I have not seen it show up on Amazon or any place like that, at least not in the U.S., so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But just a quick look at what's going on, just a little bit more news from Basic Fun on their Star Wars. Hopefully, that is one we will get a chance to see at least before the end of the year from them. And if this one is done right, maybe it'll give people a little more hope compared to, what happened with the WrestleFest one. So, kind of fingers crossed for them that this one actually comes out good for them. Let me see what we got going on here. Video Game Vegas says, I love my Arcade 1-Up Atari Star Wars. Me too. It's one of my favorite cabs from them, for sure. Meatball Saucy would agree, as does Jason Little Alien, as does Stock Jock. Everybody loves Star Wars. B. Curry says Basic Fun Return of the Jedi is deeper. Yeah, it does appear to be in there. So many people in the chat, so smart to get Arcade 1-Up's best cab. I have the new Star Wars with the light-up coin door, and I'm happy with it. Yep, me too. That, like I said, I do like that. I do think that is something that Basic Fun is missing out on, not putting coin doors on their Ultra series. It's something that, you know, we've kind of come to expect from the deluxes from Arcade 1-Up, and I do think that is a miss for them. I get that they're trying to cut down on costs on these things. They're already more expensive than the Arcade 1-Up versions, so, but I still think it's a mess. Yeah, Jason, I remember that too. Toy Fair Basic Fun stated they felt their yoke was better than the Arcade 1-Up yoke. I'd love to hear a follow-up as to why they felt that way, or was it all BS? I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just the way that it's colored on there. It just, I don't know. It looks toyish to me. I don't know why. I also don't know why they couldn't put the Atari logo on it. You know, it says Atari in the marquee. They've got the Atari logo on the centipede, so I don't know. Licensing with this stuff is always kind of weird. Like, you know, they could have access to the Star Wars games. You know, it's not just Atari. Disney's got to be in there for this now too. They may have the usage of the logo on other cabs like Centipede and stuff like that, but maybe for some reason they can't use the logo on the Star Wars. I don't know. Or maybe it was just a design decision, and they decided not to. Hey, P-Dubs, good to see you. Always glad to have you stopping by. Hope all is well. Yes, all is well. Thank you very much. Hope all is well with you also. Yeah, guys, I will second this from Video Game Vegas. Guys, if you've not seen P-Dub's Lunar Lander review, go ahead and check it out. He did a really great job on that review. The intro alone is worth the price of admission. He did such a good job on that intro on it. And it's a fun little machine for sure. I think Quarter Arcade knocked it out of the park with not even owning it myself, just seeing like P-Dub's video and what other people have been saying. That little thruster control that they built for that thing is just genius that they were able to do that. I think it's so smart to be able to put something out like that with such a unique controller. I've said it before. I hate that game. That game is so frustrating. I don't find it fun at all, but it's iconic. It's a piece of arcade history, and like I said, I'd own it just for owning it, for the fact that it's got that little thruster thing on it. That thing is so pretty cool, so cool. So yeah, definitely check out P-Dub's video on that. I think he did a great job on it, 100%. All right, halfway through, we're going to do main topic time, and we're going to talk about AtGames. Now, like I said, the poll is still going on, guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking right now. Just looking at this real quick, it's almost a pretty even split for what you guys think AtGames has planned for, for their pinball line. But I'll keep the poll going until we get closer to Little Thruster. We're talking about Michael B. I'll keep the poll going until it gets closer to the show. Hopefully somebody reminds me to end it, because I've never done one of these on my live stream before. But guys, keep it going. Putting on my positive hat. I won't crap all over them tonight. Video Game Vegas, this is a friendly and safe space. You're free to say almost anything you want. Just keep it clean and keep it fair. That's all I ask. Or at least keep it fair if you can't keep it clean. That's all I ask. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's start with this. I want to talk a little bit about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles machine itself. And then I'll get into, where do we think AtGames is going with this afterwards. Hey, Israel Gaming, good to see you. There wasn't a none of the above option. Yeah, I know. And Rich Wildello, also good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. All right, so as many of you are aware, this brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball machine from AtGames is now finally available at Sam's. It officially went on sale November 1st, although I think people were seeing it in stores before that. Retail price, $1,200. Uh-oh. I think I screwed something up. Hang on a second. I might have to make a quick adjustment. Uh-oh. Bear with me, guys. I think I have to make a quick adjustment to something before I really get into this. Give me a second here. Give me 1 second. I just got to fix something. Sorry about this. I screwed something up that I put together earlier today. And that's what I get for trying to put stuff together while I should be working. Actually, hold on. Let's do this the easy way. This won't take me too long. Hang on. I think that's right. Hang on 1 second. I apologize for the delay. I just got to double check my numbers on something really quick. Yep, that looks right. Okay, I think I'm good. Bear with me. All right. Apologize for that. Back to the show. Cover up. I can see your baby. You mean this guy in the back here? Oh. Uh-oh, I'm going to have the Nintendo police after me, huh? Oh, please, if they haven't come after me for other things I've talked about, forget about it. All right, let me get back to this real quick because I got sidetracked because I screwed something up, and you'll see why in a minute. So, $11.99, $1,200 for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball machine. They are dubbing this, if you saw the poll, the HDP machine. So this is different from the 4KP, different from the HD. This is kind of now its own ecosystem. Basically right in between the HD and the 4K. It's got a lot of the features of the 4K. You've got your separate you've got your back glass here separate from the DMD. You've still got a 1080p playfield screen, but the UI in it uses the same UI as the 4K. The guts of it are the same as the 4K. So it's kind of in between them. Now, the downside to that is that it means a whole new line of pinball packs too. So if you've bought HD pinball, if you own an HD and you want to upgrade to this and you've got a bunch of pinball tables already, yeah, you're going to have to rebuy them for this. They are not going to transfer over. Just like if you went from the HD to the 4K, same concept. You're not going to be able to transfer them over. Now, they are going to do a week one deal where you can get up to 70% off on the pinball packs. So you can save a bunch of money buying them again. But yeah, you're still going to have to buy them again, which sucks. That's one of the downsides to this. And one of the things that's keeping me from doing this, quite honestly, is that. But some of you may also be aware that Sam's Club is actually going to be doing a deal for Black Friday where this is going to be $200 off. So instead of being $11.99, it's going to bring this down to $9.99. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a really good deal. You're going to save $200 on this. But here's the thing. AtGames also put this out recently. When they announced that this was going to be available at Sam's Club for the first, I think it's the first 3 weeks that this thing is on sale at Sam's Club. So basically, think about this, right up till Black Friday pretty much. They are giving coupons of $500 off on accessories. So you're going to get $200 off for the SSF kit. You're going to get $100 off for the arcade control panel. And you're going to get $200 off on 2 years of pinball net. So here's the question. Is it worth waiting until the Black Friday deal and just getting $200 right off the top on the pinball machine? Because by then, this will be done. These coupons will be done. Or do you buy it now at full price and take advantage of these coupons because maybe you want to add the SSF kit or maybe you want to add the control panel? Who knows? Maybe you like pinball net and maybe the idea of getting it $100 off for the next 2 years makes sense. It's going to take 40 minutes to finish. Take your time and don't rush. Thanks, P-Dubs. Thanks. See, I tried to pull a 19K Fox, and you'll see it in a second. And I screwed it up because I got one of the numbers wrong, and I realized it just now, which is why I had to fix something really quick. And I'm gonna pull that up in just a second. All right, so let's let me get into that. Let me pull this up. So yes, so I'm gonna pull a 19K Fox here, and I'm gonna give you guys a little mini presentation to give you guys kind of a better idea of what the real price of this machine is going to be. And again, should you buy it now and take advantage of the coupons, or should you wait? So let me bring this up really quick. So retail price on it's all right. I'll make it as painless as possible. I promise. I will make it as painless as possible. I'm just going to run through this. So retail price on this is $1199.99, so $1,200. And if you take advantage of the pre-Black Friday deals, that means you're going to get $500 in coupons with your purchase. Now, a couple of things here. What I'm about to say only makes sense if you're interested in the add-ons. If you're interested in the SSF kit or the control panel or pinball net or anything like that. Now, there's a bunch of things that we don't know. And MG is here, and I see your chat, and I brought it up. Thank you for being here, MG. Always appreciate you, brother. And yes, this time I actually see your chat. You are not hidden for some weird reason. Thank you for being here. One of the things about this machine, nope, YouTube doesn't see. Well, I got you tonight, brother. You are here. I see you. One of the things about this machine is that not only is it capable of taking the SSF kit, but they're also going to do an add-on for solenoids to it. Now, that's coming in the future. We don't know what the price of that is going to be. And since the coupons really don't come into play for that, I don't really talk about that. Also, I can't really talk about the price of rebuying your tables because I don't know what that's going to be for each individual. And of course, you know, tax is different depending on what state it is. So I'm not counting any of that. We're just going straight off of basic pricing. So $500 in coupons. That means if you want to get the SSF kit to go with this, it's normally $500. $200 off brings it down to $299.99. So you save $200 on the SSF kit. If you want to put the control panel in it, that normally sells for $349.99. You get $100 off. That goes down to $249.99. 2 years worth of pinball net would normally be about $360. This brings it down to $160. So at regular price with the coupons, if you wanted to buy everything to go with this, you'd be looking at just under $2,000, $1,909.97, pre-tax, whatever. Sam's Club, if you're a member, it's free shipping, so you don't have to worry about shipping, or if you go into the store and whatever, so that's all good too. So this is your total price for the machine with add-ons. Now, talking about the Black Friday deal itself, so if you wait till Black Friday, you're just going to get $200 right off the top, retail price, brings it down to $999.99. You're still going to buy all the other stuff, the SSF kit, full price, the control panel, full price, pinball net, full price, which is going to give you a total cost of $2209.97, which makes sense. You're talking about $200 off the retail price versus $500 in coupons. So, but I've seen a lot of people also, you know, wondering, well, what's the real price of this if you want to do the SSF kit and all this kind of stuff. So I did want to kind of just take a minute and break it down and give you guys an idea. If you were to buy the SSF kit, if you were to buy the control panel, if you were to buy 2 years worth of pinball net, this is what you'd be looking at. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick. I know I left off the solenoids. The problem with the solenoids is we don't know how much it's going to be yet. And the coupons don't come into play on it. There's no coupon off on the solenoids. That's why I didn't have it in that little breakdown on there. You were never banned. I don't know what happened on the last show. You were never banned. Let me get back and see what people are saying here on this. Real name, aka real time. Okay. You're visible, MG. We can be controlling you. Everybody talking about the YouTube handles and stuff like that. Video Game Vegas, $9.99. Still too high because AtGames will never let you own the machine. You're renting their online. A lot of truth to that. Even at $2.50 for a $5 small piece of wood, $3 stickers, blah, blah, blah. Coder board, yeah. The control panel price is a ripoff. Yeah. It didn't used to be that high. I forget how much I paid for mine when I bought it for the HD. Got to redo the spreadsheet. AtGames going to also charge you shipping for SSF and panel, probably another $50. True. That is true. But like I said, I wanted to keep the numbers simple, to just give people kind of an idea of what you're looking at for what kind of numbers you're looking at if you wanted to go all in on this, and then compare and contrast the deals now for the coupons versus if you just wait for the Black Friday deal, where all you're going to do is get the $200 off. So that was kind of the purpose of that and where I was going with this. So, and some people may not even be aware that AtGames is doing that right now with the $500 coupons. Again, if you don't care, or let's say you're only interested in the SSF kit. Well, the SSF kit with the coupons right now is $200 off. If you wait till Black Friday and you buy the machine for $200 off, it's kind of a wash. So if you don't care about the control panel, if you don't care about Pinball Net, then, you know, none of that really matters. SSF is the only must-buy, so same price now or later, 100%, exactly what I was just saying. Exactly right. AtGames' original control panel was $50. I got the one for my 4KP for $100 as a pre-order bonus. Yeah, I seem to remember when I bought mine for the HD, it was like $150 or something, or maybe I got it on sale during one of their nod sales for $150. $350. See, I agree. $350 seems way overpriced. And personally, if I were going to buy this new machine, I probably wouldn't bother with the control panel because I don't really use it that much. I'd probably just keep the one that's in there. But I agree with exactly what Fat Hog said. The SSF kit is really the main thing for this. And then we'll have to wait and see what the deal is with the solenoids for that. Again, we don't know when that's coming out. We don't know what the price on that is going to be. So there's still a lot of variables that we don't know. But to finish the conversation tonight and to kind of get back to the poll, and let me see, maybe it's good enough. Maybe I can end the poll. Let me end the poll now, and then we can kind of talk about this a little bit. So we've had 40 votes on this. I think that's good. I'm going to end the poll. And hopefully I can see it again. Hopefully it's going to show up somewhere. There it is. So, yeah, I don't know how to bring this up, but I'll just... So here's what I'm seeing. What do you think AtGames has planned for the future? Are they going to dump the HD line? 39% of you said dump the HD line. 28% of you said dump the 4K line. And 33% of you said keep supporting all three, the 4K, the HD, and the HDP. So it's a pretty close split, honestly. But most of you seem to think that their plan is to get rid of the HD line and that this new one, this HDP, is basically going to be the replacement for it. And I have to say, I'm leaning in that direction as well. If you go to AtGames store right now, and I'll just start fresh here. If I go to their store right now and I go to Legends HD Pinball and I go to HD Pinball Machines, the only thing it shows here is their micro HD. Their regular HD pinball is nowhere to be found on here. Now I go over to 4K. I look at the 4K machines. They've got a bunch of them up on here. Some of these may not be available right now. Like I think if I go, no, okay. So they still have some of these Attack from Mars available. It's just the ones with the SSF kit and the deluxe and all. Those are unfortunately out of stock. But they've got a bunch of these machines here, but if you look at the HD, the only thing they have here is the micro. If you go to Sam's Club, where was Sam's? So if I go Sam's Club, I go back and I just look for AtGames. And I get technical issues. Come on, let's try that again. Here we go. So I'm gonna get the Legends Ultimate shows up here, the Jurassic Park 4K, the Addams Family 4K, and the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shows up. No HD pinball. Just this new one. And a couple of the 4Ks. So What's going on? Is the plan to ultimately get rid of the HD line? So Kohl's right now is only carrying the ALP Micro and the ALU Mini. There you go. That's another store that does not have the HD machines on it. So is the plan to phase out the HD machines in favor of this new HDP? And maybe the Ninja Turtles one isn't the only one they have planned. Maybe at some point they're going to do a more generic one as well. Or maybe they're going to do like the 4K and they're going to do a couple of different themed ones. Right now, we don't know. Right now, as far as I'm aware, this Ninja Turtles one is something that they've done exclusively with Sam's Club. So you're probably not even going to see that machine show up on the AtGames website for purchase directly from AtGames, at least not anytime soon. So it looks like that's only going to be available from Sam's. But what about the future? Are they going to bring out more of these? Are they looking to replace the HD with this? To me, that would make sense. I know some people, and obviously the poll kind of shows it, some people think that they're going to dump their 4K line in favor of this HDP kind of in-between one. Because it's a cheaper model than the 4K. A lot of people, one of their main things on it is running the Zen tables, and we know Zen doesn't run at 4K anyway. It would probably run a lot better at HD resolution than it would even on the 4K. You'd probably be able to get a much steadier frame rate on it, even on the same hardware. So it would almost make sense to chalk the 4K up as a failed experiment and go to the HDP. But honestly, I think their goal is to get rid of the HD because it's an older line. They certainly haven't put out a new machine in a very long time there, and try to put everything up to this new HDP. And it does seem as if a lot of you guys, based on the poll, agree with that. But still, it was a pretty even split. And I think part of the problem with that is it's AtGames. And you never know what they're going to do. And it's a shame that I have to say that. And I know there's people in here with feelings. Video Game Vegas, I know how you feel. I know there's a few other people who feel the same way. But I like them. I enjoy my HD pinball. I would have loved to have gotten the 4K. It's certainly out of my price range now. I'm still thinking about that TMNT. It's still a maybe. We'll have to see how the end of this year runs. Maybe I'll get a better bonus at work than I thought I was going to, and it'll pay for some of the other stuff I've got going on with a little money left over. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know, but it's a really bad look for AtGames making people buy their tables again. Such a rip-off. The product and VPN tables are awesome, though. Sad reality. I'm kind of right there with you, Israel. Hey, Prince Vinny, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I like the products, but look, let's face it. They're not the only company that does this. I mean, how many Nintendo, from Nintendo Wii onwards, they've been making you rebuy all their old games every new system. Whether it's through an online subscription or a virtual console or whatever. Hell, Zen. Every time Zen comes out with a new version, or when they're on a new platform, you have to buy it again. If you own a Zen table on Steam, you're not going to be able to play it on your Switch or your PlayStation or your Xbox or in VR. You're going to have to buy it again. So it's not, I'm not excusing it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not excusing it because I understand that frustration. I'm in that boat right now. I've bought quite a few of the Zakaria packs for mine. Now, granted, again, part of their influencer group, they have sent me a lot of tables too. So I've gotten quite a few of them for free. But I've also bought quite a few of them as well. Regardless of whether I got them, whether they were sent to me for review or I paid for them, I have to buy them again for the new machine. So I'm right there with you on that. I think I'd rather make out with Sydney Sweeney than buy the AtGames TMNT. I'm not seeing that as a bad thing or a punishment. Maybe it's just me. I'm not seeing that as a bad thing. I think most of us would be okay with that, if I'm being honest. Meatball Saucy says fractured ecosystem, and that is a problem. That is 100% a problem, and I agree with that. It would be a much better deal if the regular price was $9.99. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe they'll do these deals more often to sell them through. We'll see. You're probably gone by the time I'm reading this, but it says have a good night. Great rest of your stream, buddy. Stay safe and take care. Appreciate you, Dark Realm. Glad you could be here. Next one will be the 2KP. Yeah, I don't know. Spotlight knows exactly what I mean. They have amazing products. They just keep changing things up and making it more difficult for the consumer. Don't try to fix something that's not broken. Look, I'll be honest with you. Let me throw this out, and we're getting close to the end here. I want to let you guys go over to Arcades Anonymous, but here's what I think when it comes to things like that. Here's what I think AtGames' real end goal is. I don't think they want to sell you tables. I mean, other than the Zen tables, I don't think they want to sell you their own tables anymore. I think they want you to buy Pinball Net. I think that's why they're willing to throw $100 off a Pinball Net with these deals to get you into that system. Because they'd much rather have you spending $160 a year for access to all the tables than $5, then $6 here, $8 here, $6 here, $8 here on a table. So look, if you pay for Pinball Net, you got Pinball Net. It doesn't matter what system you're on. At least I don't think so. I don't think they're separate. Maybe I'm wrong, because I know the Pinball Net is available for the 4K. Maybe it's going to be a separate one for the HD. I don't know yet, to be quite honest with you. But I do honestly think that that's their ultimate goal. Because that's the ultimate goal of most companies. Most companies want to go with a SaaS type solution where you're paying for a service. You're not buying things outright. And that goes back to, and again, Video Game Vegas, I hear you. That goes back to what you say about you don't own them. Because if you're paying for Pinball Net, it's a subscription. You only own them insofar as you pay for the subscription. Once you stop paying for the subscription, those are all gone. You don't have access anymore. But that's the way of the world. That's the way a lot of these companies are going. And I honestly believe that's what AtGames really wants. They don't want to sell you pinball tables. They want to sell you. Now, if they could add Zen into the Pinball Net, I think they'd have a lot more people interested in it. If they could figure that out. If they could work out a deal and get Zen into Pinball Net, even if they have to raise the price to do it, I think people would be a lot more interested. Yeah, here no one is spending $160 a year on Farsight and Magic Pixel tables. No way. If they keep producing dozens of new tables using IP such as TMNT, then we can talk. Yeah, but again, and I think the lack of the Zen tables hurts it as well. For sure. But guys, I have kept you long enough. I know Arcades Anonymous is getting started. I've got other things that I really should be doing instead of this, but I really wanted to be here with you guys this week because I missed last week. So thank you. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. Guys, I always appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with me on a Wednesday evening. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll put some links in the description to that Vectrex Kickstarter so you guys can check that out if you haven't already. And, seeing the comments in the chat, guys, if you're watching this on a replay, leave me some comments in below and let me know what you think. What's AtGames' plan for their pinball lines? What do you think of the TMNT? Are you buying it? If so, are you more interested in getting it now with the coupons so you can get some money off on some of the extras? Or would you rather just wait and get the $200 off on Black Friday, or wait and see if it goes even lower as we get closer to Christmas? Who knows? But guys, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care and happy gaming.